viewers, lovely jubbly. Welcome to another day. Now, obviously I had yesterday off, as you saw, and I'm back in on a Sunday. Got 2 days off after today. Where's that gone? Lovely jubbly, got to go to the 16th. And I've got Avonmouth Didcot again. Hey! I've had it Thursday, Friday and today. So, it's all jobs are good. It asked me for my last name then and I nearly put Avonmouth. Don't you just love it, eh? Don't you just love it when you do stuff like that? What's your last name? Bill Avonmouth. That's actually quite a good name. That's actually quite a good name. Yeah. But anyway, I have the same run I've had for the last few days, so I think I know where it is. And I have done this one quite a few times. What trailer have I got? Oh, I've got the chill load as well. Dum dum dum. The chill load. That's the one I got into issues with because I was late last time. I laughed when they gave it to me because I was chatting to them and I was saying about, you know, what happened and that I was late and everything like that. And then he said, "Oh, right, well, bung you mod load 133 then." And didn't really get it myself. And then they went, "Avonmouth Didcot." I was like, "Oh, really?" Again. But anyway, I fill this in. The AdBlue tank hasn't been filled up, so I'll go do that. The windscreen has been washed. It's really clean. So that's a good thing. All I have to do is fill the AdBlue tank up. I then go find my trailer and bugger off to Avonmouth. So, without further ado, I shall see you at Avonmouth. that's us arrived at Avonmouth, and I didn't stop on the way. You know, I thought crack on, especially after what happened on Friday, where, you know, obviously it was Friday rush hour. I got held up, so I stopped on the way, and then had to fill out all the reasons for it. Well, I pushed all the way here today. It was nice and easy. It was nice and clear. It was a nice Sunday. I did 2 hours. I did 2 hours 54 all the way here driving time. And when I stopped for my break on the Friday, I was already on 2 hours 56. It's almost like a driver knows, isn't it? And there's a truck in front of me. He's only just arrived. He was getting out of the cab as I pulled in. So I could have stopped on the way down here, but I'm not allowed to, because I could be late. There was a truck in front of me. I knew there'd be a truck in front of me. I knew there'd be a truck in front of me on Friday. Well, it's weird what us drivers know, isn't it? Ah well, such is life, such is life. But no, it's a nice easy drive. It's a Sunday, so it's not going to be too difficult. But one thing I was asked was, or something that was mentioned, was, do you not have radios in these things? Because obviously when I did the O.T.R thing and I showed you around, there's no radio in the dash. We do have them there, up there, in the O.T.Rs, and a few vehicles have them up there, but of course I can't really show you up there because there's various bits of information, phone numbers, number plate, bits and bobs like that up there that I can't give away for obvious reasons. I don't want to risk it being noticed. But what I shall do very quickly, right, that right there is the radio. Now obviously that's on auxiliary at the moment, but I don't want any volume coming through. You've got your Bluetooth there, got your USB, and you've got your CD. Obviously that's the actual radio itself. Ooh, I thought I'd turn that down. Somebody must have left that flat out. But you can go through to your FM and bits and bobs like that. You can turn your Bluetooth on, various bits, just standard stuff really. I mean, you've got various menus in there, you don't really need to see it all. But there you go, that was just something very quick for you to have a shufty at. So as you know, there is radios in these things. We're not quite that out of date. But no, most of them tend to be up around that kind of area. And I don't really show you much up there other than the tacho and that, because there's a lot of backing behind these. So it's easy to show you those without showing you anything else, whereas radios tend to be right next to where somebody stuck a sticker or something stupid like that. But yes, it's all fun and games. Fortunately, there is a Reed and Baldwin trailer parked just there. And this is obviously Avonmouth. You guys know this. You've probably seen it a few times when I've shown you various photos. Well, he's left his trailer further enough that way so that I can swing out and go that way, which is a good thing. Because the vehicle that just parked there, on that side of the fence, I'm not going to be able to squeeze between. Which is a pain. But of course it's a Sunday, and directly opposite is a team sport thing, indoor karting and everything like that. And so at the weekend, they get used. Lots of people turn up. And they don't have adequate parking. So fortunately, Reed and Baldwin have dropped their trailer perfect, so I can swing out and I can go round. A lovely jubbly. But that is a Scania dealership. I would take a photo, but you'd see who I'm driving for. There's a Scania dealership next door. Oh. I've always seen Scanias parked in there, but I've never really noticed that it's a dealership before. It's odd, I know. You'd think 1 and 1 is 2. But this is an industrial estate with loads of bits and bobs parked in it, but it's a Scania dealership. could explain why the vast majority of vehicles on this industrial estate are Scania. Because that's one thing you'll get used to. Whoever you work for, whichever dealership is closest to them, chances are what you're going to be driving. Just the way it works. I mean, they don't really shop around, it's whatever's close, so you've got maintenance and servicing just down the road style thing. The one that's closest to us is, guess what? Mercedes. Hey. I do believe a number of years ago the one closest to us used to be Scania, and they had a fleet of Scania. Then it shut down for a while, and the next fleet they got was Volvo, because that was down in Enfield. Well, I think there's a dealership closer than that. Yeah, there is a dealership closer than that. Oh crap, I went there not so long ago. Oh. But there was a Volvo dealership closer than that, whatever. They went to Volvo for a while, and then Mercedes moved in, took over where Scania used to be, and now we're Mercedes, the other companies are Mercedes. The only real change to Mercedes on that industrial estate is PCL, which is Renault, and the post office, Royal Mail, which are DAF, but then again Royal Mail seem to run far more DAFs than anything else, although there are a few Mercedes, so I don't know which ones are to the Royal Mail site on the industrial estate I'm based on, and which ones are from foreign sites delivering in, because I know Royal Mail use a lot of DAF. But there are Mercedes, so that particular site might be Mercedes. It would make sense because it's next door to S&B. Which is a Mercedes dealership, which is the Mercedes dealership. So it would make sense. I don't know where the nearest DAF is to Hatfield. I don't know. Haven't got a clue. So it makes sense that the Mercedes I see would be out of that site. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to go and see how long they're going to be with the other guy, because he hasn't even gone in yet. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. I've closed the curtain because there's a Class 2 right next to me with all the gubbins written down the side of it, and I can't be asked to blur things out anymore because I have to put the blur here, there and everywhere, and I put my hand there and it's blurred, and I lean in and I get blurred, so I just, no, close the curtain, it's easier. Edited it out. But anyway, I shall most likely see you when I end up on my break. Well, we're at Didcot and wandered in. I am the 9th load in the line. It's the 2100. It's 2120 now. I've been here since 8:30 2025, and they haven't even started they haven't even put my trailer on the dock yet. They've still got to consolidate the load because it comes out like 71, but they have to consolidate it down because you're not going to get anywhere near 71 on our trailers. They've got to get it down to around about, I think it's 30 because it's a mixture of cages and pallets, 30 or 35, something like that. They've got to consolidate it down. That means they have to split absolutely everything down, scan it all in, reload it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. Yeah, there's 5 units in here waiting for loads, and there's 4 loads they've got to do before my one because of external guys coming in to collect. So I'm sitting there thinking, well, the last time I did this on Friday I got held up and I spent some time and so on and so forth. Today it's absolute carnage. Even the guy behind the desk turned around and said, I cannot remember the last time I had 9 loads waiting. It's just that time of year. It happens. It happens. But yeah, it's fun. So I've bunged it on. I bunged it on break. So as I didn't need to, but because I'm here for so long, I might as well take another one. That way it doesn't matter. I've got all the time in the world. If there's any road closures, I don't have to worry about it. But because I'm going to be here so long, it's much of a muchness. Because I ended up because when I arrived at Avonmouth, there was a vehicle in front of me, and I ended up flicking it on brake, thinking, oh well, I'll take a crafty half hour whilst they tip that vehicle, and then obviously I've reset my working time so I'll have enough time to get to Didcot to take the other half hour and everyone's happy. Because that was my theory, that was my plan. Very rarely do I split my brakes, but whatever. And I ended up wandering in to go use the toilet, get a cup of coffee, of course they have to close the gates, lock you in style thing. About an hour and 5 minutes later they'd finally tipped him. So I'd had a full break. I'd been like, fair enough, I'm not arguing with that. So I got down here thinking, you know what, I don't need a break, I'll get in, drop the trailer, pick another one, carry on, trundle back. That wasn't working. The first warning sign that it wasn't going to work that way was as I came in, one of our guys was leaving solo. And we don't leave this site solo, ever. And he came wandering into security. And he looked at me, he went, well, I've been here since 6:30. Well, of course I got here at 8:30. I'm just off down to the BP to go get some lunch because I'm fed up sleeping. It's going to be a while. I was like, well, job's a good one. So, yeah, that's how my Sunday evening is going. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Oh dear. One thing I do want to say at the moment, now I've been on a few forums, and there's this big thing going on in America at the moment, and I believe in Canada as well, of bringing in speed limiters. Now, the UK and Europe has had speed limiters for years. And we drive on motorways, and cars are doing 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. They're not supposed to be doing that fast, but they do. And we're all limited 52, 56. I drive along at 48.2 most of the time. And they don't hit us, they go round us, they overtake us nice and easy. Now obviously our roads are smaller, our vehicles are smaller. Our weights are roughly the same. But the thing that's getting me, and I've mentioned this on a few occasions, and I have been absolutely abused. I have been attacked from every possible side. Oh, the infrastructure in the UK ain't good enough for this. The point I'm raising is if you argue speed limiters based on the safety of other road users, the road safety campaigners in America will point out Europe, all of Europe, and point out the statistical fact that since limiters were introduced, accidents between commercial vehicles and four-wheelers, car drivers, have decreased. Yes, so you're not going to win on that one. Okay, this is the point I'm raising. You are not going to win on that. Because autobahns in Germany, believe it or not, have no speed restriction. Whatever speed you want to do, you can do. The truck's limited to 56. Bentleys don't go flying up the rear end of a truck doing 56 whilst they're doing 100. What you want to argue it on is a mathematical fact that road safety cannot argue with. And that is, you live in a country of 3.8 million square miles. Canada is roughly 3.8 million square miles. Add those two together, because Americans do go into Canada, Canadians, you do go into America. You've got what, 7.6, 3.8, yeah, 7.6 million square miles. I've heard Trucker Josh pushing, you know, the mileage he's done in a day, and in a single day, just to quantify it for people watching me who are in the UK and things like that, some of the mileage Trucker Josh does in a day would get him from Land's End to John O'Groats, virtually from Land's End to John O'Groats in a day. The mileage you guys over in the States and Canada do, we pale into insignificance compared to what you guys do. And that's the thing you want to argue it on. The UK is what, 94,500, say 95,000 square miles. Saskatchewan is bigger. The thing is, you want to mathematically prove to your government that if they limit you you will not be able to cover the same distance. Therefore, perishable products will not make it on time. It will increase wastage, decrease GDP, gross domestic product, thus decreasing the amount of tax revenue, thus costing the government money. Wasting a lot of products, wasting a lot of money, wasting a lot of fuel, wasting a lot of time for no real reward. In actual fact, it will cost the government money. That's what you want to argue it on. So it doesn't matter whether I'm in the UK or whether I'm a European saying, oh, well, you think you've got problems, we're limited to 56, blah, blah, blah. I know you've heard that a million times before, and it is annoying. But continually arguing on road safety, they're just going to bring up the stats from Europe. And then you're going to lose. Argue it on the fact of the size of your country, the distance you have to do compared to us. You need to be able to travel faster. Otherwise, you're not going to make your times, products are going to get wasted, and it's going to cost everybody a lot of money. That's the only point I've ever tried to raise, but I always get so much abuse when I raise it. Everybody's bad, you don't know a bloody thing, you're in the UK. We have motorways, I can do 48.2, they can go past me at 100 mile an hour. We don't collide. It's only if I don't check my mirrors or they do something stupid that we'd ever collide. Because if you're going to argue it on the fact of, you know, you slow us down, they're faster moving, they're going to hit us more often, well, I watch your YouTube guys. You're always getting overtaken. So that means they're already moving faster than you. And it's the entire principle of you need to argue on the right thing. Because if you argue on the right thing, you'll win. You will nail them. But if you argue on something they can beat you on, I mean, I just beat you twice. Cars already overtake you, so they're already travelling faster, and the statistics from Europe. I cannot, however, beat you when you turn around and say, we've got a lot further to travel. Our products won't get there. It will cost money. It will increase wastage. And if you build more depots, of course there's the environmental impact, and then you've got to have more trucks, more truck drivers. You're already struggling for truck drivers. There you go. Mathematical certainty. They can't argue with that. But that's just my input, that's the point I am raising. I'm not telling you how to do your bits and bobs, but take it from a country that has limiters, that has electronics, monitoring, the digicards and everything. We've lost those arguments. We have limiters. We have digital tachos. It's a different form of an e-log, basically. That's all the digital tacho is. We've lost these arguments. We know why we've lost these arguments. But every time I ever bring it up in forums, everybody drops out the woodwork and starts having a go. And all I'm trying to do is raise a point about, well, argue it on this, don't argue it on that, whatever you do, because they'll just bring in these stats. And, oh, well, you do everything. So I thought I'd cover it now. I'm not being nasty, I'm just covering it now. But, anyway, I suppose I should go and see how much longer it's going to be. It's going to be a while, I know that much. But anyway, I shall probably see you when I get back to base and end my day. So see you in a bit. Well, that's all that done. Job's a good one. Now I got to Didcot at 20:25 and I left at midnight 35. What a hold up. But sometimes there's not much else you can do. But anyway, that is pretty much that for me for now. I've got the next 2 days off. I don't know whether I'll be able to do anything on my days off. I've got stuff to do, obviously. But anyway, thanks for watching. like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. I'll see you in the next one, whenever that may be. But take care, and see you later.